are cells. Aren't they wonderful in art? They add some great effects, no matter what the shape or size that they are. So whether you've done a traditional canvas or whether you've done some objects like coasters or placemats, no matter whether it's a swipe like these ones or a ribbon pour, or the most traditional, the flip cup, one of the challenges that these cells produce is how to get that silicone oil off so that it doesn't muck up your next layer, the varnish. So in this video, I'm using some recordings that I did a few years ago, the very first time I was trying to take silicone oil off. So basically, I'm using a soft cloth with some fairy dishwashing detergent, which is the same as Dawn if you're in the States, just some warm water, and I'm applying it to this canvas with the cloth. This canvas didn't have a lot of oil on it, and that worked fine. I just did that a couple of times and rinsed it off, and that worked well. I then had some canvases with much more oil, so I then tried the other technique of putting corn flour on. I probably don't run the water over it so much these days and maybe spray.
Hi everyone, I'm cleaning silicone off my canvases, and there's some that only had a little bit and I just used dishwashing liquid. But this one, I'm in the shot, I don't know if you can see it, this one has a few sort of almost indentations that are all silicone. So I'm also going to try, and therefore quite a bit more. I'm actually going to try some corn flour. Haven't done this before. I guess that people just rub it in and try and get it to. I put far too much on there than I needed. I'll grab another canvas in a minute and spread it around. So actually, you can really see where the corn flour is, because if I'm where the silicone is, because if I'm rubbing it over, those bits that it's getting caught in must be really where the silicone is. So actually, I think this is probably a good method, I think. So I feel like you can really tell where they are because it gets stuck there. At the sides as well if they need it. Okay. I'm just going to put a little bit more on and see what happens with this. Yeah, really different to the first time I did it. So it's only sticking in this divot here, which is going to continue to be a pain. I've got it around the wrong other way than what I had it last time. Okay, well, I think I'll just leave it sitting there, especially with that divot. Just leave it sitting there. Here's the other big divot there. Yeah, I might give it an hour or something, and I'll come and see what's happening. Okay, so I left it a couple of hours just because I got distracted, and I was thinking about it, and it's really about what I do. I had a quick look on YouTube, and I did find that some people just sort of brush it over and let it sit and let it absorb, and then brush it off. So I've done. I didn't really have a look at it. I just found one that did that. Really, I'll have another look and see what other people are doing later. But I quite like the fact that I rubbed it in, I think. But I can see that if if you want to be even really gentle with your art, well then I suppose if you put the flour on, let it sit and brush it off, then you're doing that. I guess the good thing about a brush is it is going to get into those divots that I was like there. So I'm just going to find a little bit more flour that's hanging around. Just see what happens when I put it in those divots. Yeah, it's still staying there. So I think with those I might actually put a bit more on and leave it on overnight. Can't see the other one, right? So that's mainly one. I'm just going to leave it in there. I'll find the other one. Maybe a little bit there. Hi everyone, I'm back again and I can still see that there's a sort of a powdery layer of it. So now I'm going to wash it, and I'm going to use paper towel rather than my cloth this time. Okay, so rather than using cloth and putting it on, I've actually just put a few drops of the dishwashing liquid into a fine spray bottle. And I'm going to spray that on as a way of just trying to control the amount of fluid on there. And I'm just going to wipe that.
You'll find the technique that works for you. I tend to use a soft cloth and the liquid directly on the cloth, although for a final rinse I think the spray bottle can be quite useful. Just getting some clean, fresh water onto there. So the method I tend to use is with the corn flour, I put it on, rub it in, wipe it off or brush it off, put some more on, and you really can tell the difference the second time whether the first has taken the oil off. I think it's a really effective method. Then if it's particularly bad, particularly in divots, I might leave some on overnight or for a longer period, and then I'll come back and wash it with the cloth and the dishwashing detergent, and I might do that a couple of times and then rinse it off. But you work out what feels right for you. If there isn't much oil, I might just use the dishwashing liquid by itself. But I find the flour really is helpful to absorb the oil and really helps you see where the oil is.